Hello, guys. So we're going to just wait a few minutes to let everybody come on in. If you are just joining, post your questions and I will answer them throughout the webinar. So we're just going to get everybody a few minutes to just come on in. You know, people run late, they forget, and then they remember at the last minute. So if you will, just let me know who you are, what your name is, where you're from. We will get started in just a few minutes. So if you're just joining, you are joining the top 5 core beliefs that are keeping you stuck. And what I'm going to do is just give you a quick overview of what this is about, and then we'll go from there. So I ask that you go ahead and turn your phone off. Go ahead and turn down all the background distractions. Just let all that noise settle in and just become really present in this moment. You came here to join, to listen and to hear something. There was something here that you wanted to discover. So in that moment, just be present with me. Go ahead and grab a pen and paper so that when we start the belief work, you will be ready. So who am I and why am I here? My name is Stacy. I'm a transformational life coach. I work with primarily women who are stuck. They are like in a place where they want more from life. They decided that they don't want to continue on the path that they're on. And what we do is we help to discover where their core belief issues are. And we transform those beliefs so that they can move forward in their journey. So what I'm going to do is I just want to do a 2-minute just connecting, grounding exercise. So if you'll just go ahead and close your eyes, and I want you to focus on your breath. Breathing in and out. In and out. As you bring all of your attention and awareness in this moment, just focus on your breath. Focus on being present in this moment. Allow all that noise in your mind, the chatter, to just slow down. Allow the breath as you notice yourself slowing down, relaxing. Your shoulders are softening, dropping. Take a big deep breath in and out. Okay. So I want to tell you a little bit about my journey and what led me to be right here in this moment. So I've always been on a spiritual path, but as most people are, I came to a place where I just kind of shut it out. And life circumstances kept nudging me back to this spiritual path. So as I have been journeying through, I have been constantly searching for something. I guess I didn't really even know what I was searching for, but I was searching. And this time last year, I was in such a state of fear, and it was so overwhelming. It got so bad that I decided that I was willing to experience whatever the fear was saying versus staying stuck where I was. The fear was so bad and it was so painful that I was like, bring it on. Whatever the fear was saying, I was like, I would experience that. I would rather experience that than stay in the pain that I'm in right now. And so I just started to push through the fear. And as I was pushing through the fear and letting go and releasing this fear, things started to happen and shift in my life. So my husband, and my fear specifically was about my love life, my marriage, and my relationship to my husband. And the fear was telling me that if I proceeded on with my life, I would lose my relationship. So I was like, okay, like I got to a place where I was surrendering. I was like, okay, if that's what has to happen, I can't stay in this pain anymore and this fear. So I had this like transformational experience where I just accepted the fear fully. I'm like, okay, if that's what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen. That's fine. I have to like move forward. And what happened was, as I'm releasing this fear, things started to come into my life, like just started to fall into my lap. I found coaching, and this is actually something that I had been wanting to do. I just didn't know that's what it was called. I knew I wanted to help people with their belief systems. I knew I wanted to help people transform their lives. I knew that, I wanted to be successful. I didn't know it was called a life coach. And life coaching school literally fell into my lap the very next day after I released this fear. And then what I started to figure out was I had belief systems, major belief systems, all throughout my life. And those are the 5 that I'm going to talk about tonight. Those belief systems have kept me stuck in some way or another throughout the course of my life. And as I really got clear with myself and I was willing to look deep into myself and go within and question, what do I believe? It was like eye-opening experience. Like, oh my God, I didn't know I believed that, and I don't have to believe that. So as I've done this belief work and uncovered these things, my life has just gotten better and better. I've let things go, and each time I go through a shift, I let things go, my good opportunities come into me. Like I expand. So what I want to talk about is, before we get started, if you're not aware, there are things called a trigger. And a trigger is when you experience something within your body or in your mind, an emotion. So as I'm talking about these beliefs, be aware of your body. Listen to what your body's saying. So do you feel a knot in your stomach, or does your heart get tight around your heart center? Does your throat start to feel like closed off? Do you have an overwhelming experience and feeling of sadness or anger? Be aware of those triggers. And what that is it's an indicator, an arrow pointing to something that's attached to that belief system. So as I'm going through these top 5 belief systems, be aware of what your body is saying and what your emotions are saying. It is an amazing tool, if you will look at it that way, to know that you're out of alignment in that area. So just take your pen and paper, and then whenever we come along these beliefs, just write it down so that you know that's a place that you can start to look. So while you're here, top 5 belief systems that are keeping you stuck. They're not in any particular order. They are, I actually saved the last one I feel is the most powerful. So number 1, and I want to do this as it, these are just the top 5 that I am aware of. There are many. There are like 20, 25 core beliefs. So these are just 5 that I picked that I feel that I've experienced personally, and that I feel that other people have that have kept them stuck. So number 1 is I'm not supported. The belief that you are not supported. And this belief says that you don't have the resources to get what you want or need, that you have to do everything yourself, that you have to figure it all out. This belief says that you have to know exactly how something is going to happen. And what happens is you are disconnected from the flow or the universal support. And you are in your mind and you're trying to work out how things are going to happen. We don't have the ability in our mind to know how something is going to happen. We don't even have that ability. So when you are disconnected from source and you're disconnected from being in the flow, when this belief is saying, I'm not supported, you can't see how opportunities are presenting themselves to help you. I'm sorry, I'm reading my notes. So, I'm not supported. Is this true? We live in a world of infinite possibilities. Billions of people on the planet, products and services, and you name it, it's here for us. So how could you not be supported? These core beliefs are developed in our childhood years. There are experiences that we have with our family members, whether they were your parents or your caregivers. And when we develop these beliefs, we have a perception of what our reality is. So at that time, maybe you lived with a single parent, or maybe you lived with a caregiver that was not able in their own life to get the support that they needed because they had other beliefs that said they weren't supported. Maybe they were in a state of lack. Maybe they didn't have what they needed. So you picked up this belief that said, I'm not supported. So what happens is I'm sorry, I just realized that I was using my lapel mic, and I really hope that I have sound. Oh my God. So what happens is, as you become aware of these core beliefs and you start to recognize that you are having them within you, you are able to start to shift them. So number 2 is, I have no power to change my life. I am at life's mercy. I have no power to change my life. I have no power to change my circumstances. This belief comes along with the belief of needing to be saved, waiting to be saved, waiting for a higher power to tell you and guide you what you are supposed to do. I have had this belief, so I know it very well. You get into a state of living like the divine plan or whatever, and you don't believe that you actually have control over your life. You don't believe that you're actually able to ask for what you want. I did not believe that I was able to ask for what I wanted. I believed that I was like sitting back waiting for my life to happen, and things were just happening to me. And when I started to realize that I was holding this belief, it was like, okay, oh, I'm allowed to ask. I'm allowed to change things. I'm allowed to have more money. I'm allowed to have this kind of relationship. So when you start to step into that power and you're able to move through that old belief saying that you don't have any power, then you have the power to change. So, and I'm not going to go like deep into these beliefs because really each belief has other beliefs attached to it. So I'm just going to give you the overview. Number 3 is I'm not abundant, or you're in a state of lack. Looking at what you do not have. So you look around you and you're like, I don't make enough money. I don't have enough friends. I don't have enough clothes. I don't have enough. I'm in a state of lack. And we pick this up also from the people around us in our informative years, when our caregivers or family members maybe didn't have enough or were working constantly to try to make ends meet, and they were in a state of lack. You developed this perception that you did not have enough, that there wasn't enough for you, there wasn't enough to go around, that you're not abundant. So I want to bring this awareness to you. Again, we live in an infinite world. We live in an infinite world with billions of people that have ideas, that have products and services, that have resources. Our world is infinitely abundant. We have so much food in our country that we literally throw it away, which is another topic, but that's how abundant we are. We have so much food in our country that we throw it away. We have places to go get clothes if you're in a place where you can't afford them. We have so many things available to us. And so when you start to shift your perception about not being abundant, and you start to see the things that are around you that are abundant, then you shift that reality. So what happens is, in the place that you're in right now, what are you abundant in? Are you abundant in health? Are you abundant in good friends? Are you abundant in good food? Do you have food? Do you have food to eat 2 times a day, 3 times a day? Do you have clean water? These kinds of things. Do you have clothes? There are so many people in the world that don't even have those things. And from their perception of where we are, they would feel that we were very abundant. So in that aspect, ask yourself, what am I abundant in? Do you have money coming in? Even if you're in a state of lack, and even if you are behind in your bills, can you be grateful for the money that you have? Can you be grateful for the money that is coming in? That is what changes your reality. When you actually look at the core belief, look at what you're saying, look at what you're believing, and then decide to step out of that and look at it from a different perception. Number 4 is not feeling worthy and not feeling like you're good enough. And they're kind of run like side by side. So this is a lot of times attached to a religious upbringing or a deep cultural upbringing, where as children we were led to believe that we had to pay for our sins, and that we are being tested in some way, that there's a lot of like religious attachments to this. So when you're holding this and feeling like you're not worthy and you're not good enough to have something, you are literally pushing those opportunities away. So if you have a good relationship that comes to you and you don't feel worthy enough to have that, you will literally destruct that relationship. You will literally sabotage that relationship and push it away from yourself. Or money, if you don't feel like you are worthy enough to have money in your experience, you will sabotage and push that money out of your experience in some way. So, um, when we hold this belief, we keep opportunities away from ourselves because we don't believe that we deserve the things that are coming to us. So you will either block yourself from things coming, or things will come into your life and then you'll sabotage it because you're like in the back of your mind saying, I don't deserve to have this. So as you start to uncover these beliefs, is it true? Is it true that you're not worthy? Now, I understand that this is a deep core belief and there is some work that needs to be done around it, but this is the opening of you being aware of holding these beliefs. So the last one that I kept for the final is, I'm not loved. I'm unlovable. And this is, in my opinion, the deepest, the biggest block. And this belief blocks us from so much in our lives. It blocks us from having good relationships. It blocks us from having good experiences. It blocks us from being abundant. When we hold the belief that we are not loved, it literally blocks us from everything. So I want to talk a little bit about my experience with this belief because this belief has been haunting me for a very long time. I grew up in a middle class family that everybody, I mean, from other people's experiences, I grew up in a fantastic family. We had everything that we wanted growing up. I mean, my parents made pretty good money. We never really did without, and if we did, we didn't really notice it. We just grew up, in a really good family. The issue that I had was that my parents are both shut down emotionally. Neither one of them communicate. Neither one of them know how to express love. So growing up as a child, I had this perception that I was not loved because I didn't feel love from them. I literally retract when my mom gives me a hug because she doesn't know how to give love. She's blocked. She's blocked herself and my dad's blocked. So growing up in that way, I just didn't feel love. So in my mind, I created this belief that said, I'm not loved. Well, it's not true, and it took me a very long time to realize that I'm not loved. Even if my parents actually didn't love me, I am still loved, and we're going to go into that in just a second. So, holding this belief that I'm not loved, I created a lot of self-destructive behaviors. I went down the drug path. I went down the men path. I went down a lot of self-destructing paths because I was trying to fill this place in myself that wanted love, that felt like it needed love. And this journey has led me to uncover this belief within myself. And how this has manifested in my life was my husband, who I loved very much, I kept sabotaging our relationship. And I mean, he had his own things, so he was responsible for his part. But my part was I would sabotage our relationship. And I would just be afraid to receive love because I didn't even believe that I was loved. I didn't even believe that I could have this love. So as I started to uncover this belief and as I started to release it, our relationship started to improve. And I started to feel better about myself. I started to feel better about my being. And then I was allowing things to flow into my life, such as money. So what I want to go into is not feeling loved. At the core of our being, we are love. We are the energy of love. When you get quiet and settle your mind, at the core of who you are love. So the false belief that says I'm not loved is basically saying you're not who you naturally are. When you start to shift these beliefs and let go and start to connect within to that inner self, you realize that you are love and that it is always within you, and you are the one that's stopping it and preventing yourself from feeling it. So when you start to go within and connect to that core state of love, that core being of love, you start to see your world as love. You start to love where you're at. Your relationships start to improve because you're sending love back out and it's reflecting love back to you. You are feeling love reflected back to you. You are sending love out to money and it's coming back to you because you're in a state of love. So what I want to do is, I want to do this also for those that are going to listen to the playback. Not my, hold on, I don't knock my table over. I'm trying to cross my leg. I want to do a meditation on releasing this block around love, because I do feel that this is one of the biggest that we hold, and it will shift all areas. It'll start to shift all areas of your life. So at this point, I want to say this. The most effective way to start changing a belief is to say, I am willing to change. So you can put your hand on your throat. This is the center of change, or your heart, and say, I am willing to change. If you are going to continue on in this meditation with me, I want to ask for your permission energetically to help you to release this block. So if you decide that this is a yes and you're going to stay on this meditation, you are giving me permission to help you. So what I would like you to do is just get comfortable. That's what I'm trying to do. I have to cross my legs for some reason. I don't know. So just get comfortable. And I'm going to close my eyes so that I can tune in. Just go ahead and close your eyes. I want you to take a big, deep breath. As you start to tune in and hear the sounds around you, start to become very present. I want you to envision a white light at the top of your head. I want you to see that white light traveling through the top of your head, down into your mindscape. And as it's traveling down, I want you to visualize it lighting up everything that it touches. And as it's traveling down behind your eyes, down your throat, everything that it's connecting to, it's lighting up. Down your throat, down into your chest. Each and every cell is receiving this light. Down your chest into your heart space. As it's lighting up your heart space, you're feeling more lifted. Down your heart space. down, down, down into your belly, lighting everything that it touches. As this light illuminates your belly, it travels down each of your legs, down your feet, connecting to the earth. Now I want you to imagine that white light filling up your legs, up your body, up your arms, up your throat, up your head, up to the top of your head. And this white light is circling your entire body, filling the space around you with pure white light. And as this white light fills your entire space, I want you to envision this white light going out the top of your head, up towards the sky like a beam of light. And as you see this white light traveling up, you're going to energetically go with it. And as it goes up through the atmosphere, up, 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 you feel lighter and lighter and lighter as you go. As this white light travels up, 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 you feel lighter and lighter, letting go of anything that's holding you back, releasing fear, you are going to feel that you're going to come to a place where you're with divine love. In this moment, I want you to think of something that just makes your heart sing. So that could be a family member, an animal, a place. As you feel yourself lifted into this state of divine love, I want you to know that you are with divine love and source energy. In this moment, I want you to recognize the belief, I am not loved. Anything that is attached to this belief, let it come forward. Where did this belief come from? Who did this belief come from? How old were you? How did you perceive this belief? Anything that you're feeling, allow the emotion to come up. If you feel sad, if you feel like you need to cry, if you feel it in your body, are you ready to let this belief go? If yes, you are ready. If no, why? What would keep this belief stuck within you? Ask if this belief can be released. In this moment, in this place of divine love, I request on the behalf of everyone that's listening that the belief that I am not loved be deleted over all time, space, and dimension. I ask that anything that is attached to this belief be deleted. I ask that anyone that is participating know fully their connection to divine love, that they are divine love. It's done, and so it is. So, guys, I hope you really got something out of that. I hope you really listened to what was being said, and I really would love to know how this transformed your life over the next day, week, or month. Um, what I want you to do is be really easy with yourself. Drink a lot of water. Water just helps you to process this stuff. And if you got to the point where you heard no and there was another belief behind it, just go back and do this exercise again. You don't have to do it in a row, but like you could do it tomorrow night. Just keep coming back. You can do it over and over again. Just fast forward like to this part, and this will help you shift out of that old stuff. I truly appreciate you being here. I truly hope that I can help you in some way. What I do want to say is I have some openings for my transformational program coming up in May. If this is something that you feel called to work with these core beliefs and to really clear them, please contact me at thishappylittlelife@gmail.com, at thishappylittlelife@gmail.com, or you can find me at Facebook, This Happy Little Life. You guys, I am so excited and so thankful that I am living my passion and I am able to help you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye.